Hey book nerds, welcome to my channel. So it's been a while since I've done a physical haul. I still need to do the second part of that ebook haul that I promised ages ago, which will be very vast. But I actually have a small physical book haul for you now because it was my birthday on the 1st of September. I got some books, I got a few books. It's like, I'd say like a medium-sized haul. I don't really know what's a big haul. Well, I do know what's a big haul. It's not a big haul. Anyway, I'm rambling. My point is that I have some books to show you that I got mostly for my birthday. There's one that I didn't get for my birthday. The reason this is going up so late is because I got given a voucher for my birthday as well, which is very kind. Vouchers are great gifts, but it does mean I have to make a decision, which meant it took me a while to decide what books I wanted. But I've decided now, they're all arrived, and I'm going to share them with you. So the first book actually isn't a birthday haul book. This is just a book I picked up from a charity shop way back in January when going to a charity shop was possible. And it is Too Far by Rich Shapiro. This caught my eye because it kind of looks like, not quite self-published, but like a small publishing kind of company thing. And this is about a kid who makes friends with a girl, and they kind of go to this forest and there's like an imaginary world in this forest. It sounds very Bridge to Terabithia. Sounds like they've got some home problems going on. And then it says something about the imagined world becoming too real, and they kind of have to decide between the real world and the imaginary world. I really love kind of, I think it's called Beautiful Creatures or something like that. That's not the right one. Heavenly Creatures, that's what it's called, Heavenly Creatures, which is a film based off real events, I believe, about like, it's pretty dark. It's two girls who like develop an imaginary world and take it too far. And I really like kind of the darker side of friendship and imaginary stuff, so I don't know how dark this is, but it caught my eye and I think it was only 50p, so I'm glad I picked it up. So now I have books that were kindly given to me by dear friends. So I have The Madman's Daughter by Megan Shepherd. This was kindly given to me by Simone from Me, Simone and I. I'm so excited because I've wanted this book forever. This is like the sequel to The Island of Dr. Moreau, which I've never read but I know of, so that's like, it's a classic. It's about a guy who makes like human animal hybrids on his island. There was a Simpsons parody of it, which is where I kind of know the story from, as weird as that sounds. But this is about his daughter, and she's basically living in London now. Everyone knows about her father's experiments, and she's sort of an outcast because of that. But then due to circumstances, she is forced to return to her father's island. I have just started reading this, as you can see. This is how far I am, and I'm really, really liking it so far. I've just got to the point where she's returning back to the island, so I'm really excited. It's got a great like narrative style and a really cool tone, so I can't wait till I read more of this. Next book was given to me by Victoria from What Victoria Read, and it is Wonderland by Juno Dawson. I really, really like this cover. I don't know if the camera gets across just how like well the neon is rendered, but it's really cool. So this is I guess it's sort of a retelling of Alice in Wonderland. It's about a girl named Alice and her friend Bunny goes missing, and then she gets sucked into like this world. She's trying to find her friend, and she finds this world of like elite parties called Wonderland, and some weird stuff's going on. It says it is a story of mental health, gender and privilege, which all sounds amazing. So yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna read this, but I'm really excited to read it. I think it's really cool, and I don't know a lot about it, and I like going into books pretty blind when they're like this, so I'm excited about that. So yeah, thank you to Victoria, and also thank you to Simone. I don't know if I said that, but I've thanked you both already, but thank you again. Now I have a book given to me by my parents, and that is A Monster She Wrote. This is by Lisa Kroger and Melanie R. Anderson. This is a non-fiction book. Firstly, just like take a second to look at this gorgeous cover. It's got a really nice feel. I don't know how to explain it. It's like the kind of smoothie feel to books. It's also really, really heavy. I think it's got like photo paper in it, almost in parts. This is about it's basically the history of women who wrote speculative fiction, so like horror fiction, science fiction, that kind of thing. I've wanted this book for at least a year. And I finally got it, and I'm really happy to read it. I really want to squeeze this into October. I didn't get the chance to put it in my October Snakes and Ladders TBR, and my October reading is pretty cramped. But if I can get around to reading this, I really, really want to, because I'm literally, yeah, I'm really excited to learn a bunch of stuff about a bunch of cool women. And yeah. So the next books are all ones I picked up myself with my voucher. So I got a £10 Amazon voucher, and these two books are in the 2 for £7, and then the other thing I bought was only £5, so it's slightly more than £10, but I got a lot of books, so I'm very happy. So the first one is Harrow Lake by Ellis. If you saw my Sex and Lads TBR, you already saw this. I have now read this. I literally finished it last night. This is about a girl whose dad makes horror films, and she's got a really weird relationship with her dad, and he gets attacked, he gets stabbed and has to go into hospital, and she gets sent to live with her grandmother, who is her mother's mother, and her mother went missing a couple of years ago. And it's about our main character so the grandmother lives in the place where her father's first horror film was set, and the town has this whole weird culture surrounding the horror film. She goes to live with her grandmother, and she's just kind of like trying to establish not necessarily what happened to her mother, but she wants to connect with her mother and kind of learn more about her, and also just survive in this really weird place. I'm still working out my thoughts about this book. I really, really liked it. It's definitely at least a 3-star. I don't know where it's going to fall on the higher end of the spectrum yet, but it was really gripping. I really liked what it did. It reminded me a lot of Scream All Night, which I talked about, I think, this time last year. I think I read it last October. But yeah, and I'm happy I got the physical version because of this creepy cover. So yeah, that was really good buy. The next book I got is called Good Girls Die First, and this is by Katherine Foxfield. Fun fact, I didn't actually mean to buy this book. I thought it was a different book. I think it's called like All the Pretty Things or something, that also has a carnival horse on it. So I thought this was the same book, but it's not. However, this book also sounds really cool and up my street. So this is about 10 teenagers who get lured to a carnival, and then when they're at the carnival, they start dying one by one, and it says, is it an unknown killer they need to fear, or each other? Mind games, murder, mayhem. How far would you go to survive the night? So yeah, I mean, this wasn't the book I meant to buy, but it has a fantastic description. I love creepy carnivals. It's like one of my favourite tropes, and like teenagers dying one by one. Is it weird to say I like teenagers dying one by one? It's such a horror staple. But yes, I'm glad I ended up with this book, and maybe I'll really love it and it'll be like a really great accident. And the final thing I bought, I'm super happy I got, and it is this Goosebumps Slappyworld collection by R.L. Stine. So this is 5 books. Like I said, this was only £5. So there's actually 6 books in this series. And I looked, and this is new as well, this isn't secondhand. I looked at the 6-book collection and it was £15, and originally I was going to buy that and use my £10 voucher and just put £5 towards it. And then I looked and the 5-book one was only £5, and I was like, well, the final book's not going to cost me £10, so I have this. So if you don't know, well, I assume you know about Goosebumps at this point because I'm talking about it quite extensively this month, but if you don't, Goosebumps is a kids book series that started in like the 90s or late 80s or something, like very late 80s, and it's basically spooky tales. They're for very young kids, they're very cheesy, but I absolutely adore them. This is a newer series, and this is about Slappy, who's like one of the main villains of, or like one of the most famous Goosebumps villains, and he's a dummy, a ventriloquist dummy, excuse me. And I don't know if they're all, I don't think he's in all these tales. I think the premise is that he's telling you about these tales, but there's all these books, and I'm very excited. So I've already got my Goosebumps-a-thon TBR, which Goosebumps-a-thon is a Goosebumps readathon taking place this month in October, but I might add these onto the end of it because Goosebumps books are really short and it's not going to take me long to get through them. They're all like 100 pages. So it'd be really cool if I get to read some of these as a bonus. So yeah, so that was my birthday book haul. Let me know if you've read any of these, if you think they sound cool, or if you're as excited about the Goosebumps ones as I am. I will eventually upload the other half of my ebook haul as promised, and that's going to be like over 50 books, because of course it is. But yeah, thank you again to the lovely Victoria and Simone. Please go check out their channels if you haven't already. I will link them both down below because they make great content and they're both just really, really lovely people. I hope you have a good October, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, it helps me out massively, and I hope to see you next time.